Chapter 3: Rebel the Warlord. Back in Jamaica, the music scene was getting real hot. Jahvillani, a member of the Sixx, saw a huge buzz thanks to his song Clark's Ponfoot. Unfortunately, Jahvillani would get kicked out the Sixx by Squash. The reasons are unclear, but in songs, Jahvillani claimed the success of his Clark's Ponfoot song and building of his own brand with the Wild Side government movement apparently offended the Sixx. There is no way to know if those claims are accurate or if Jahvillani was just dissing Squash, trying to call him bad mind. This sparked a feud between Jahvillani and the Sixx, with Jahvillani making a ruthless diss track titled Easy Does It. Rebel, feeling Jahvillani was ungrateful towards the Sixx, would feel compelled to respond to the diss track with Dash D Body. Rebel would threaten Jahvillani, claiming that if he ever stepped one foot in Trinidad, he would get killed.
From the boy for touch of Trinidad, him dead, send and Mike if it deal with them.
Late 2019 would be Rebel's true rise to fame as he'd release his most successful hits. Rifle War, which would trend in Trinidad. The music video for Rifle War would get 1 million views in only 1 month, which was very high for a Trinidadian artist in 2019. To this day, Rifle War remains Rebel's most viewed and popular hit song. September 8th of 2019, Rebel would join in on one of the hottest conflict in the dancehall scene at the time. Alkaline was feuding with the Sixx, specifically with Squash and Chronic Law. A series of ruthless diss tracks were exchanged as a result. Rebel himself, representing for the Sixx, would release John Wick. The 2nd of January 2020, Rebel would link with ztech. Ztech had evolved a lot since Rebel left it and now included 2 artists from Beetham Gardens called Meds Boss and Plumpy Boss. With Meds Boss, Rebel would release the ztech, or ztech is Sixx, song Rich, that would solidify a link between ztech and the Sixx.
Man want money, yeah, man want rich. My focus on my goals in my life, not pray the dumb shit. Yeah, man want money, man want rich.
Only a few weeks later, Rebel and ztech would feud. The ztech link was broken quickly. Istan, an artist from Valencia associated with ztech at the time, would diss Rebel. Istan used to be cordial with the Sixx movement and especially with K-Lion.
We outside any bomb tons fully Sixx, you dig? Big up the Dan Rebel birthday bash.
Apparently, his diss track was a response to DMs Rebel sent to him, where Rebel threatened Istan, saying he would beat him with a microphone. The reasons for Rebel's threats are unclear. However, interestingly, Istan not only claimed ztech and his own SMM movement, but also Jahvillani's Wild Side government. Jahvillani was also cordial with ztech at the time. It is possible that this relationship is part of the reason Istan dissed Rebel and ztech cut ties with Rebel, as Rebel had previously dissed Wild Side behind his loyalty to the Sixx. In response, Rebel would call Istan irrelevant. Rebel would joke that when he searched Istan on YouTube, Ice Cubes showed up. Eventually, despite these comments, he would still release a diss song, Weak Heart, but note that he sees Istan as an irrelevant weakling and would rather have a lyrical war with or in his words, sacrifice, Prince Swanee. Later, Rebel would diss Swanee on live while playing his soon-to-be-released song, World War III.
Suck your mother, Prince Swanee! You and your whole team. Been up like the sea conquers them. You only going live looking for hype. You went quiet USA and come back down and hear Rebel section in the place. All they hit me, all they hit hard enough. Listen, there's it.
Shake like a screw fall out the window, dog. Care that man, dog. Nothing EKLP man spark. 7.6 stick like Brett Mark.
Right in the heart. Tell them. Tell them when they walk up.
Rebel would also claim to have more influence in the streets because, according to him, ztech only controls one street in Trinidad, while the sixx runs the entire Bon Air Gardens community, aka Bompton, which is very big. The very next day, Swanee would diss back Rebel on live, telling him that he's not a bad man and doesn't control any block. Swanee would remind Rebel that Rasta is one link and to stop causing division. He would also make fun of Rebel's past association with the ztech empire, claiming he was always a hater and telling fans to observe the way Rebel looked at him in the old music video for Bredda Bredda. Subsequently, Swanee would release one of his most popular diss track to date, Maro I Go Fly. Ruthlessly dissing Rebel and representing for cassava, peace, and beat them. The next day, Rebel would officially release World War III. It would be a huge hit. That feud would calm down a few days later. Other artists concerned with Rebel and Swan Dan comparing each other's on street influence did not want the lyrical war between the sixx and ztech to degenerate into real violence, and thus organized a meeting. As a result, ztech and the sixx would make peace, hanging out and freestyling together that night. Other prominent artists in Trinidad, such as Jalano of Maraval, were present. February the 21st of 2220, Rebel and K-Lion linked with Prince Swanee, Plumpy Boss, Meds Boss, and Jalano for the Soca Monarch Finals, and put on an impressive show bridging the gap between the Trinibad movement and soca culture. Allegedly, Rebel would reply to Maro I Go Fly with a song Extend D Clip, which never officially released. Toppy Boss, one of the main artists representing the Muslim city, or Nine Gang, would poke fun at Prince Swanee's and Rebel's war, noting the division within Rasta City.
Stan, you don't know what kind of vitamins when you take it to fucking enhance his superpowers, his super Rasta powers. You dig? You must be getting some good combo in your mother country. Rasta, Swanee, ztech. Your mother country. You must be trying to clap back. Sixx. St. Paul Street.
Toppy Boss teeth. It's fucking beige yellow. half crack. That's the description.
Come and beat up the cape and wrap it them and them got 999 and wrap it them a ball emergency. Emergency. Send ball for the heart and a beat pan single LP 17 crack a skull like Pringle ball emergency. Emergency. Bumbo clot. None of me dogs on the suck egg. Run up the big bars like a boy a must dead. M1 fire kick like a horse with 4 leg. R is a code like a dance in a head. You can't call man feeble, you know bad like rebels like a sex of the devil. And a real race, I'm a roll out with the customized case. My leg full of evil people last days. D-I-L, M-I-L in your face, nothing grace. Peace on the peace of the seas.